Hey there, welcome to Frugal Elder. Today we're diving into something that might shock you. Yogurt. Yeah, that innocent-looking snack in your fridge might not be as healthy as you think. We're breaking down 9 popular yogurt brands that could be doing more harm than good. Plus, revealing 2 that actually deliver on their promises. If you care about your health and want to make smarter choices at the grocery store, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our money-saving, health-protecting tips. Number 9. Yoplait Original. Let's kick things off with Yoplait Original. You've seen it everywhere. Bright packaging, fruity flavors, that tempting swirl at the bottom. The commercials make it look like the perfect family snack. But here's the reality. One little cup can contain up to 25 grams of sugar. That's actually more than you'd find in a Snickers bar. When you peel back that foil lid, the top seems creamy enough. But dig down to that fruit layer? It's basically jam, sticky, syrupy, loaded with concentrated sugars and corn syrup. Those aren't fresh strawberries you're tasting. It's artificial flavoring, doing all the heavy lifting. For anyone watching their blood sugar, especially seniors managing diabetes or heart conditions, this becomes a real problem. 25 grams of sugar can spike your glucose fast, putting stress on your pancreas and kidneys while pushing your blood pressure up. If you're on insulin or heart medication, that so-called healthy snack could actually trigger dangerous swings in your levels. Yoplait loves to lean on branding. Pretty pictures of fruit, flowers everywhere, that word original making it sound trustworthy. But consumer watchdogs have called them out multiple times for hiding sugar under different names like fructose and corn syrup solids. According to FDA reports, many of these flavored yogurts are basically desserts pretending to be health food. Interestingly, European versions of similar products face much stricter regulations. Meanwhile, American grocery stores stock these sugar bombs right alongside actual healthy options, and most people don't know the difference. Here's a simple fix. If you like that creamy texture, just buy plain yogurt and add your own fresh fruit at home. Number 8. Danon Light and Fit. Moving right along to number 8. We've got Danon Light and Fit. Walk down the diet aisle and you'll see this one screaming light and fit from every angle. The packaging makes it seem like you're making the smart, responsible choice. Low calories, guilt-free indulgence. Sounds perfect, right? Not so fast. Many of these cups rely heavily on artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose. The FDA has received numerous consumer reports linking these chemicals to headaches, confusion around blood sugar levels, and even kidney strain. For seniors already juggling blood pressure medications, these additives can quietly interfere with how your body responds to treatment. Let's talk about taste. You'd expect yogurt to be creamy and maybe a little tangy. Instead, Light and Fit often has this chalky texture with a weird chemical sweetness that lingers in your mouth. It coats your tongue in an unpleasant way. One food reviewer put it perfectly. It tastes like someone whispered the word strawberry into a packet of Sweet and Low. Artificial sweeteners don't just mess with your taste buds, they can actually confuse your insulin response. Even without real sugar on the label, people managing diabetes might experience unexpected glucose spikes or crashes. Studies from Europe suggest much tighter regulations would help, but here in the States, brands keep pumping out cups full of these additives. There's also the preservative issue. Some flavors contain sodium benzoate, which is generally considered safe in small amounts. But if you're taking multiple medications and your kidneys aren't as strong as they used to be, these additives add up and create unnecessary stress. Want lower calories without the chemical cocktail? Grab some plain Greek yogurt instead. Add fresh fruit or even a small drizzle of honey if you need sweetness. That way, you know exactly what you're eating. No chalky aftertaste, no mystery ingredients. The real betrayal here is that you thought you were buying heart-friendly yogurt. Instead, you got a lab experiment in a cup. Number 7. Chobani Flip. At number 7, we have Chobani Flip. Fun packaging, playful concept, yogurt on one side, mix-ins on the other. Little chocolate clusters, cookie crumbs, candy pieces. It feels like a treat, and they market it as a wholesome snack with probiotics and protein. Open that lid, though, and you're looking at dessert disguised as health food. A single Chobani Flip can pack 20 to 22 grams of sugar. That's practically the same as a frosted cupcake. The yogurt itself is already sweetened. Then you dump in those toppings, which pile on even more sugar. For anyone trying to control their blood sugar, this becomes a serious issue. You get that satisfying crunch in the moment, but the crash comes later. The texture is another problem. The yogurt feels gummy instead of smooth, and those processed candy bits stick to your teeth. Mix it all together, and you've got a sticky, candy-coated mess coating your tongue. This isn't about probiotics anymore. It's about masking sugar with texture. Here's something most people don't realize. Probiotic benefits actually drop when you overload your system with sugar. So if you're eating this for gut health, you might be undoing the very benefit you're paying for. Instead of better digestion, you get blood sugar spikes that strain your heart and kidneys. If you're on medication for high blood pressure or diabetes, this fun snack can turn into a real problem. Even the FDA has raised concerns about yogurt mix-ins like these. Nutritionists have warned that these toppings add empty calories without real nutritional value. And in Europe, some of these candy-style add-ons wouldn't even qualify as part of a yogurt product. American food regulations are much looser, which is why companies can push products that would be rejected overseas. If you want that crunch, here's the solution. Plain Greek yogurt with fresh fruit and a sprinkle of actual nuts. You'll get probiotics, protein, and real texture without the sugar avalanche. It tastes fresher, cleaner, and you won't have that weird chemical aftertaste. Chobani built its whole brand on being the healthy alternative. But with Flip, they've basically walked into the candy aisle. If you're trusting that label for wellness, you're actually paying for glucose spikes instead. Number 6. Stonyfield Organic. Coming in at number 6 is Stonyfield Organic. The packaging shows pastoral scenes, happy cows, and that prominent organic label. It feels safe, premium, trustworthy. But even products wrapped in a green halo can hide serious risks. In 2014, and again in later years, FDA recall notices flagged Stonyfield yogurt for potential contamination with Listeria monocytogenes. For seniors, this isn't just unpleasant, it can be life-threatening. Listeria specifically attacks people with weakened immune systems, and it often sends them straight to the hospital. What makes it even scarier is that contamination doesn't always show obvious signs. You might open the cup expecting that familiar creamy tang, but tainted batches sometimes carried a faintly sour smell with a metallic edge. A signal something was wrong. Most people wouldn't even notice until they were already sick. According to CDC data, seniors over 65 are 4 times more likely to be hospitalized from listeria compared to younger people. And this isn't happening with shady brands from unknown factories. This is yogurt sitting proudly in the organic aisle, commanding premium prices. The irony cuts deep because organic is supposed to mean safety. Families pay extra expecting protection from chemicals and contamination. Yet these recalls prove that even premium labels aren't immune to sloppy handling and oversight gaps. For seniors dealing with heart conditions, kidney disease, or weakened immune systems, this becomes a gamble you can't afford to take. One spoonful from a contaminated batch could lead to days of fever, chills, muscle aches, or worse, hospitalization. Stonyfield spends millions telling us they're pure and wholesome. Yet the FDA had to step in multiple times with recalls. Consumers thought they were buying health, but some were actually buying a ticket to the emergency room. Number 5. Siggi's Icelandic Skyr, flavored. At number 5, we're looking at Siggi's Icelandic Skyr, specifically the flavored varieties. On the surface, Siggi's has a great pitch. Icelandic roots, clean labels, high protein, simple ingredients. Fitness enthusiasts rave about it, and the brand cultivates this minimalist, healthy image. The protein claim is real. One serving can deliver over 9 grams. But here's what they don't advertise as loudly. Flavored Siggi's can pack up to 100 milligrams more sodium than plain yogurt brands. That might not sound like much, but for seniors watching their blood pressure or managing heart medications, even small hidden amounts add up fast. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium daily for people with hypertension. One supposedly healthy yogurt can take a significant chunk of that limit in just a few spoonfuls. Unlike chips or pretzels where you expect salt, yogurt is supposed to be safe, almost doctor-approved. The betrayal runs even deeper with flavored versions like strawberry or blueberry. The texture is unusually dense, almost dry. And instead of refreshing fruit flavor, there's this salty tang that cuts through every bite. Customers have described it as chalky, with a strange aftertaste. Not exactly the Nordic dream the packaging sells. Industry forums have noted that the company sometimes reformulates batches with preservatives to extend shelf life, especially for flavored lines shipped cross-country. That clean label doesn't sound quite so pure when you hear how products get modified for the American market. Why does sodium matter so much? Because it doesn't just make you thirsty. It strains your kidneys, raises blood pressure, and can interfere with how well your heart medication works. For seniors already managing delicate health balances, it's like throwing sand into carefully calibrated gears. If you like the texture and protein punch of Siggi's, stick to the plain, unsweetened version. Sweeten it yourself with a drizzle of honey or fresh berries. You'll get all the benefits without the chemical baggage or hidden sodium hit. Many flavored Siggi's cups market themselves as the smarter choice, while quietly tipping the sodium scale higher than competing brands. Consumers think they're being health-conscious, but their blood pressure tells a different story. Number 4. Oikos 000. Number 4 brings us to Oikos 000. The label screams fitness-friendly. 0 added sugar. 0 artificial flavors, 0 fat. It looks like the dream option for anyone watching their weight or managing diabetes. But peel back that foil, and the truth gets complicated. The trick is in the sweeteners. Instead of regular sugar, 000 relies on stevia and sugar alcohols like erythritol. Sounds harmless, maybe even natural, right? Except research shows these substitutes can still trigger insulin spikes, putting diabetics at risk even without traditional sugar. A 2020 FDA review noted that certain sugar alcohols can cause bloating, stomach upset, and unpredictable blood sugar swings. For seniors balancing insulin or kidney medications, this becomes less about clean fuel and more about chemical roulette. Some studies have even linked heavy use of sugar alcohols to kidney strain and increased cravings. So while you think you're avoiding sugar, your body might still pay a price. The texture tells its own story. People describe 000 as having this gummy, almost elastic quality. It sticks to your tongue and leaves a bitter edge that lingers like a coating of artificial syrup. That smooth, creamy yogurt from the commercials? It doesn't match the strange aftertaste that clings to your throat after each spoonful. Industry insiders have hinted at quiet reformulations over the years. One former marketer admitted they had to push the zero sugar story hard, but the product still needed to taste sweet. Why should this matter to you? Because fake sugar doesn't play nice with real medicine. Blood pressure pills, diabetes medications, and kidney treatments all depend on stable internal chemistry. Tossing unpredictable sugar substitutes into that mix is like shaking a table during delicate surgery. If you like the idea of low-sugar yogurt, skip the gimmicks. Choose plain Greek yogurt and sweeten it yourself with cinnamon or a few slices of fresh fruit. That way, you control the sugar content, not a formula designed in a lab. 000 might claim victory over sugar, but those smooth marketing claims hide some rough consequences for your body. Number 3. Fage Total, flavored. Sliding into number 3, we have Fage Total, specifically the flavored varieties. For decades, Fage built its reputation as the gold standard of Greek yogurt. Thick, velvety, protein-rich. The promise was simple: authentic Greek yogurt that supports gut health with quality ingredients. The betrayal? FDA recall notices over contamination, including actual metal fragments found in certain batches. This isn't marketing spin or exaggeration. It's straight from FDA records. Imagine scooping into what you think is a creamy bowl, only to crunch down on a shard of metal. Even when batches aren't contaminated with metal, the flavored varieties pile on sodium. Some push 120 to 150 milligrams per serving, far more than plain yogurt should contain. For seniors already managing blood pressure with medication, that healthy snack suddenly becomes a sodium trap. 1 cup might not seem significant, but add that to bread, soup, deli meat, and all your other daily staples. The numbers climb fast. More salt than your kidneys want to handle, all hidden inside a cup dressed up as wellness food. The irony is sharp. Fage was once praised as the clean yogurt, the authentic choice. But recalls and sodium statistics show how even industry giants can slip up. And seniors with weaker kidneys are the ones most at risk. Excess sodium becomes harder to flush, blood pressure rises, and your medications have to work overtime. What started as a probiotic boost can turn into a recipe for heart strain. Once again, European watchdogs enforce stricter limits on sodium and contamination. American seniors? We get the short end of the spoon. If you like Fage's thick texture, stick with plain versions only. Add your own fruit or a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor. Skip the pre-flavored tubs that hide sodium spikes. Better yet, consider lower sodium Greek brands like Wallaby Organic, which deliver that same creamy texture without the blood pressure gamble. That spoonful of Fage Total might do more than mess with your diet. It could literally chip your teeth. Number 2. Activia by Danon. Coming in at number 2, we've got Activia by Danon. The commercials paint it as the ultimate probiotic solution. Belly-friendly, clinically proven to help with digestion. The marketing leans hard on gut health and regularity. The betrayal? Check the nutrition label. Some Activia flavors pack 18 to 20 grams of sugar in one tiny cup. That's more than half the daily sugar limit recommended for seniors. The taste experience tells the whole story. It's less yogurt, more dessert, thick and syrupy, with an artificial fruit scent that clings to your tongue long after you finish. One health forum user compared it to pudding dyed pink and spiked with cough syrup. That's not a digestion aid. That's chemical candy in a cup. Here's where it gets serious. For seniors managing diabetes or taking blood pressure medication, that sugar bomb becomes actual sabotage. High sugar intake interferes with insulin response. It also weakens the very probiotic benefits Activia brags about in their advertising. So while your gut might feel lighter for an hour, your blood sugar is spiking like a roller coaster. Doctors warn that these constant swings put direct pressure on your heart, your kidneys, and the medications you rely on to keep both functioning properly. In Europe, Danon's Activia formula often comes with stricter sugar limits built into the regulations. That comparison stings, doesn't it? American seniors get the sugar-loaded version wrapped in green labels and happy commercials, while European consumers get something closer to actual health food. Let's talk about flavor, too. The natural tang that should define yogurt gets completely drowned under syrupy artificial flavors. That strawberry tastes like melted candy. The vanilla resembles liquid frosting. A clinical nutritionist once joked, "It's yogurt that wants to be cake." Not exactly the digestive medicine they promise in commercials. If you actually want probiotics without the sugar storm, stick to plain Greek yogurt and add your own fresh berries. Or look for unsweetened kefir, which keeps that natural tartness without drowning it in syrup. Your gut will thank you, and your medications won't have to work overtime. Activia might make your stomach feel better temporarily, but it's your heart that ends up paying the price long-term. Number 1. Yoplait Go-Gurt. Finally, at number 1, we have Yoplait Go-Gurt. Those squeezable tubes that kids go crazy for, but parents should seriously reconsider. The marketing makes it look like a fun snack, family-friendly, easy to toss into a lunchbox. Yoplait sells it as playful fuel without the mess. The betrayal? Each tiny tube hides more than 10 grams of sugar. That's not a snack. That's a disguised candy bar in a convenient package. Tear open the top, and neon-colored goo slides out, staining fingers like melted crayons. The texture is gummy, thick yet somehow rubbery, with an aftertaste closer to cough syrup than actual dairy. One parent on a food forum called it squeezing toothpaste that smells like fruit perfume. That description doesn't sound like wholesome yogurt. It sounds like chemical paste. The sugar spike from Gurt isn't just a problem for kids. Seniors grabbing one as a quick snack aren't spared either. That sugar absorbs quickly, slamming into your bloodstream, stressing your kidneys, and sending blood sugar soaring. For anyone on diabetes or heart medication, this supposedly innocent snack sets up a nasty chemical clash. Doctors warn that these kinds of spikes can reduce how well your medications work, raising blood pressure and straining vital organs. It's marketed for children, but the health risks span every age group. Then there's the color show. Artificial dyes like red 40 and yellow 5 give it that glow stick appearance. The FDA has flagged these additives for years. Several European countries either restrict their use or require warning labels on products containing them. Once again, safer standards in Europe, louder marketing and riskier ingredients here. Halfway through squeezing out a tube, that sweetness becomes cloying and overwhelming. The fruit flavors taste completely fake, almost medicinal. It coats your tongue in a sticky film that makes you reach for water immediately. That's not digestion-friendly yogurt, it's sugar sludge. What's the safer alternative? Real yogurt cups, either plain or lightly sweetened, give you actual probiotics without the chemical carnival. Add a handful of fresh fruit, and you've got natural sweetness plus fiber that Gurt could never match. Parents deserve better options, and so do seniors who just want something simple and genuinely healthy without the sugar rush. That playful tube might look innocent, but it's basically a sugar IV in disguise. First safe pick, Siggi's Plain Skyr. Now let's talk about yogurt brands that actually get it right. Our first safe pick is Siggi's Plain Skyr. While most yogurts drown themselves in sugar, artificial dyes, or hidden salt, Siggi's plain version strips everything back to basics. No candy mix-ins, no neon colors, no fake fruit perfumes. Just a short ingredient list and a texture that feels like yogurt should actually feel. Here's what makes it different. It tastes real because it is real. Spoon into a cup and you don't get syrup or chemical sweetness. You get thick Skyr with a smooth, slightly tart finish. No bitter aftertaste, no gummy film sticking to your tongue. It feels dense on the spoon, but clean on your palate. This is what yogurt tasted like before food scientists decided to dress it up like dessert. Nutritionally, it does its job without playing tricks. Each serving packs 14 to 15 grams of protein, and with 0 added sugar, it won't send your blood sugar soaring. Seniors watching their pressure or managing diabetes can eat this without worrying about crashes or dangerous interactions with medications. It keeps you full, steady, and safe. Compare that to the big brands we just exposed. Some hit 18 to 20 grams of sugar in a single cup. Siggi's plain, 0 added sugar. It's almost shocking how rare that is in American grocery aisles. Would you pay a little more for genuine purity? That's the trade-off. Siggi's isn't the cheapest option in the cooler, but it spares you the hidden sodium, candy-level sugar, and synthetic dyes. And honestly, what's pricier? A couple extra cents at checkout, or a hospital bill from years of strain on your kidneys and heart. If you need flavor, add your own fruit. A handful of berries or a small drizzle of honey keeps it natural and under your control. No need for lab-made syrups when you can sweeten on your own terms. Siggi's plain Skyr proves yogurt doesn't need tricks to work. Less sugar, fewer ingredients, more actual health benefits. Second safe pick, Wallaby Organic Greek Yogurt. Our second and final safe pick is Wallaby Organic Greek Yogurt. After everything we've exposed, sugar bombs, sodium traps, chemical tricks, this one feels like genuine relief. Wallaby markets itself as organic, simple, and honest. And for once, that's not just clever marketing. The ingredient list is short, the sourcing is legitimately organic, and there's no hidden splash of syrup or strange dye. It's proof that yogurt doesn't have to play dirty to taste good. Here's the real difference. You can taste the quality immediately. Open a cup of Wallaby, and it's smooth, thick, and tangy in a completely natural way. Not neon-colored, not sickly sweet, no sticky film clinging to your tongue. Just yogurt that tastes like cultured milk should taste, not a science experiment. The finish is clean, not coated. That's genuinely rare in a market flooded with tubes, flips, and 000 gimmicks. Compare that to so-called probiotic giants like Activia, which can push nearly 20 grams of sugar per serving. Wallaby skips that trap entirely. Even their flavored versions stay relatively light on sugar. It's the kind of yogurt that doesn't make your heart race before your stomach settles. Even the FDA has had to recall major brands for contamination or misleading sugar claims. Wallaby hasn't carried that same baggage. Critics have long pointed out how American consumers get the riskier products compared to Europe, where stricter limits keep added sugar in check. Wallaby is one of the rare American brands that feels like it belongs in the safer category. If you've been burned by neon Go-Gurts or sodium-packed Skyr cups, Wallaby is your fix. You don't need candy toppings to make yogurt satisfying. Add your own fresh fruit or stir in some nuts. It stays genuinely wholesome because you control what goes in. So there you have it. 9 yogurt brands to avoid, and 2 you can actually trust. The grocery store is full of traps disguised as health food, but now you know exactly what to look for and what to skip. If you found this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you catch every video, and drop a comment below telling me which yogurt surprised you most. Let's help each other make smarter, healthier choices. Thanks for watching Frugal Elder, and I'll see you in the next one.